Hello, all my merrymakers. I am Becca, and welcome to All the Things Thursday. I will fully admit, y'all almost didn't get a video. Is the light quality weird? The light quality is weird. Let me go see if I can change that real quick. Quick filter. Okay, better. I'd rather be a little bit too bright than a little bit too dark. Anyway. For anybody that is been here, done that, bought all the t-shirts, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate your support, your likes, your comments. For anybody who is new here, All of the Things Thursday is my weekly check-in video talking about all the yarny things that I've been working on this week. I broke my own rule. So, if you've been following me recently, which, again, thank you if you have, I declared this year to be the year of the whip. Basically, I would try not to cast on any new projects if I could help it, and I would only work on older projects that had already started. But, as you may or may not know, I bought some red, white, and blue yarn for a blanket for a young gentleman. And then I found out and his birthday is coming up. And then I found out a friend of mine was pregnant with with a baby girl. And I asked her if I could make her something as well. So I did work a little bit on I'm just going to call it my neon sweater. Or we can call it the neon granny. I did take off the bottom two and instead kind of put them on the sides. So now it's more like a full-fledged vest. Oop. Thought I got a second triangle done, but apparently I did not. But the big thing was getting those sides done. So the next big thing is getting the sleeves done, really. Like, yeah, I need to make a couple of triangles to help fill this negative space so that I don't have to always wear something underneath it. I mean, I probably will just because it's granny stitch, and I'll probably at least wear at least a cami underneath it, because, you know, I'm modest like that. So I did work on that. And then when I talked to my friend who is pregnant, by the way, her baby is due around the same time as my birthday next year. So that would be a cool little birthday present for me. I said, you know, do you have any requests? She said, pink with no holes. So I pulled out this yarn, which is not only pink, but also purple and white. And I am basically making a diagonal square. Now, I'm not just wanking one big diagonal square because that would take me forever. I am making a 15-inch square. And then I'm going to have to make 12 of them. And then I'm not going to whip stitch them together. I'm going to single crochet them together. And that way it's interesting and without being, it's a nice no thinking project when I don't want to think, and yet still visually, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to put it back where it belongs. Oh no, I lost my stitch stopper. No, come back. Stitch stoppers are your friends, by the way. Especially when it comes to needles. Anyway. Visually stimulating. That's the word I was looking for. Anyway, for those of you who have not seen my basket sale yarn haul from the other day, strongly advise you to go and watch it, because that gives me views and watch hours, the things that every YouTuber wants. But one of the things I got was this red, white, and blue yarn. I don't think Red Heart makes this anymore, but it is called Stars and Stripes, and I got really lucky, and they were all from the same lot number. The only thing is, each one of these suckers is 236 yards. I have already completed one panel. And that panel, as you can see, is not as long as I thought it would be. I think when I measured it, it was 30 inches long. Which is not terrible. But this is for a young boy, not a little baby. The good news is, it's about 12 inches long, wide. And I have 6 more skeins. So the thought is, I will make 3 more panels. Single crochet them together. And then with the remaining 2 skeins of yarn, basically put on a border on the bottom, put a border on the top, and it'll be hopefully a very nice size blanket. I don't know what border I'm doing yet. This is a stitch that came from, oops, I'm holding it upside down. A book that I have, and I actually modified it, where it's basically double crochets and then front posts or back posts, depending on what time, and then shell stitches. So it's not a hard pattern, and I kind of like how the colors have pulled diagonally in this piece, and it looks like I started the second panel. It's going to do the same thing in the second piece. The main thing there is, again, just time. I think his birthday is either right before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving. So that's basically 2 weeks from now. And, between life and trying to homeschool and everything else, sometimes I don't get a whole lot of time to actually craft. As it was, tonight was supposed to be my night to be able to have some time off, and my husband was not able to relieve me because he was not feeling well. And that's just life. That's what people say. Anyway, so those are the 3 things that I've worked on this week. In addition to that, we've started planning on going to a trip to my grandmother, and we're going to be celebrating her 90th birthday. And I am trying to, I wanted to make her something for her 90th birthday. I know if I asked her directly, she'd be like, I'm 90 years old, please don't get me anything. And she lives in California. So it doesn't get terribly hot or cold there. Or, so I asked my dad and about colors. And he suggested white, yellow, and green. Now she's Ukrainian, so I was thinking gold and blue, but you know, my dad knows my grandmother much more than I do. So I have been looking, and I have a couple options. And a couple thoughts. So, I'm going to share those with you. So, there's the Premier Color Fusion called Springtime. So you can see it's shades of yellow, green, and the color with the problem with that is when I'm changing yarns, getting them to match up. The other option is they do have this, it's called Hirschner's Cheerful Yarn. I'm not sure about the colors though. I mean, this is just Hirschner's, obviously. But there was another yarn that I thought was perfect. The only problem is it's very expensive, even though it's supposed to be on sale. And it is on Hobie. And let's see if I can find it again. I think it was called, it's part of their butterfly yarn, which the butterfly yarn that is available on Hobie and the one that is available on Premier look totally different to me. Like, I don't know if whoever took the pictures did not do a good job, but the ones that are on the Premier website look cheap. That's all I'm going to say. They look cheap. And that's not going to entice anybody to buy any yarn. Should I have bought it? I can't find it. Well, you know, obviously there's the carnival yarn, which it's very similar to the DK Fusion that I just showed you. And there's not really a yellow-green one. The closest one is this one, and it's actually called Berlin, which I think is funny. But that's $10, and it's only 200 yards. So I would have to buy 3 of those, which is way more than what I would have to buy if I bought this other yarn that I cannot find. Ah, here it is. So it used to be called Butterfly, but now it's called Sunbird. And the color that I think is just perfect is called Janetta Forrester. So it's got yellow, green, and blue in a nice fade, in my opinion. Now it is a DK light worsted, it says, and it comes in 500 yards. Or sorry, 500 meters, or a little over 500 yards. So I would only have to buy one if I was making a small shawl. But if I want to make a sizable shawl, which again, she lives in California, so I'm not sure she needs a sizable shawl, I would have to buy 2. So that makes it, but a little bit more expensive. But because every ball of yarn is wound the same way, color matching would be easier. Now they do have a different yarn that's just acrylic that they have on sale now. And I did the math, and I can get the amount of yarn I need for slightly cheaper, but the transitions are not going to be as nice. So I do need your help, because I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, this is my grandmother, and she is turning 90, so I'd like to give her something nice. But I also, she's turning 90. And anything that is still here when she's gone goes to, I'll try to edit that out if I can. Goes to my aunt. And yeah. Anyway. So I'm torn. I'm really torn because I think the other yarn is perfect. I just don't like the price. But then again, it's for my grandmother who's turning 90. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, maybe just buy this yarn because I think it's the perfect yarn. And buy two, so I have plenty to make what I want. Anyway, sorry to bother you all with that, but if you think something else, or if you have different suggestions, I am open to them. It's time for me to go to bed. Because if you don't know, I record this on Wednesday night before I go to sleep. So if you liked this video, please hit the like button down below, especially if you're a subscriber and would like to continue to stay subscribed. That way the evil YouTube overlords do not kick you off my channel. Feel free to comment down below. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. If you really like my channel, please share my videos to your friends so you can help this channel grow. And in the meantime, make whatever makes you merry. Ciao.